It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. More things, more money, more stuff. Give it all to me, said everybody's subconscious all the time. This greed, this mentality though, it isn't healthy. In fact, it's flat out bad for us. Let's discuss. Honestly, I don't think my thoughts are gonna be super organized on this one. I haven't made a video in weeks because honeymoon, so excuse my random thoughts as I settle in, but I have a lot to say on this topic because maybe it's getting married, but lately I've been reflecting on life and what it is that truly makes me happy. Sure, money is definitely one of them, but it's nowhere near the top of the list and it shouldn't be for you either. Today we're going to discuss minimalism, marketing, consumerism, the Joneses, lifestyle creep, and of course the biggie, how much is enough? I'll even get a little bit deep in the end, so stick around for that, plus tips and my advice throughout, as always. My name is Frankie. Like and subscribe if this video gets you thinking and I earn it by the end, but let's dive in and briefly talk about minimalism and financial minimalism. I am not here to push minimalism on you, but the core values are definitely worth highlighting as we get started. Minimalism focuses on owning less, spending with intentionality, freedom from the need to possess, and learning to appreciate experiences rather than things and stuff. I often do preach saving more, specifically half as a goal, but why? And why do I share about earning more money and earning more passive income? Well, it's obviously not about having more new and fancy things. It's about achieving independence, financial independence, so that you can be time rich and enjoy experiences, hobbies, pursue passions, and or spend time with people that bring you joy. Now, with financial minimalism, you are absolutely focused on cutting expenses and spending less, but you're also spending your time and energy on creating more space for the things that you value in your life. Financial minimalism can help you improve your relationship with money, but it's not frugality at its core, because frugality taken too far can lead to actually a negative relationship with money. Financial minimalism is about keeping things simple and focusing on healthy, intentional spending and consumption. So, speaking of consumption, we can't talk about our constant need for wanting more without discussing marketing. Marketers aim to convince you, or really anyone, to part with their hard-earned cash because you need their product or service. We are constantly bombarded by ads trying to get us to buy the latest and greatest, or else our life isn't complete. They're literally everywhere, these ads, and it does serious damage to our mental health. According to Forbes, digital marketing experts estimate that most Americans are exposed to around 4,000 to 10,000 ads each day. 10,000 a day, that's 3.65 million ads in a year. This exposure is damaging and only getting worse. You won't be successful without X. You won't be liked by friends or potential partners unless you wear or do Y. You're missing out if you don't buy Z. It's nonstop and literally everywhere. So, how do you combat it? How do you turn off the noise? Now, I don't have an answer, but I can share a couple of things that work for me, 3 things specifically. The first is simple. It's to download an ad blocker. You can find these for free. The second is actually leaving my phone in the other room or keeping it in airplane mode for extended periods of time, like it is actually right now. And number 3, well, this one's a little bit weird, but it's actually just deciding that this is my identity. It's my brand. It's my personality to not be tempted, to not overspend on things that I don't need. It's who I am, so I don't let myself be someone I'm not. It's not a strategy so much as it is a mentality. Does that make sense to you? Is this anything you can relate to? There is another big reason we spend beyond advertisements and marketing. It's judgment. People's perception of you, or maybe it's your perception of people's perception of you. This is a big reason why we subconsciously spend or overspend. It's a major source of greed and consumption. We love bragging, posting photos, having the latest and greatest, one-upping one another, especially online. Nobody wants to be seen as cheap, boring, or weird. We want normal hobbies. We want to buy nice things. We want to keep up with the Joneses. So another major strategy I employ is actually just staying off of social media. I limit myself to maybe 15 minutes on Instagram a day and actually 0 minutes on Facebook. And there are apps and settings in your phone that can actually help you set this up and monitor it. By the way, yesterday, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and I think maybe some more, actually went down and out of service for about half a day. And you know what? We all survived. I hope some people out there actually found it refreshing. Was that you? Now, on our honeymoon, we didn't have internet for about 2/3 of the time. And you know what? It was kind of awesome. So we've talked minimalism, we've talked marketing, and we've essentially talked about the Joneses and even social media. But there's another major reason why most of us want more and more. And it's this little thing called lifestyle creep, which is spending more as you earn more. Now, do you remember the first time you felt like you were earning real money, or what you bought after your last big raise or promotion? When you start making real money, it's easy to get carried away. Combine more money with financial inexperience or lack of financial literacy, and it can get ugly fast. I'm talking 5 figures of credit card debt ugly fast, and that was actually me just a few years back. When you get your first good paying salary job or big promotion or raise, it's difficult to know how much you should spend versus save. After all, you deserve it. You've been working your ass off. But a raise or making good money does not mean that you need to upgrade every area of your life, from your car to a luxury apartment to that new iPhone, more vacations, or even incremental upgrades like an updated wardrobe. Save and invest the difference instead, because delayed gratification is a beautiful thing and time is on your side. Like right now, no matter your age, you'll never be younger. You'll never have an opportunity for your invested money to grow and compound as much as you do now. If you are young, remember this though. The money you save and invest in your 20s and 30s is worth exponentially more than the money that you can save and invest in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. And never overlook that emergency fund though. As your expenses go up, and hopefully they don't, your emergency fund must also go up. Because the future is untold and unknown, but I am certain of one thing, and that's that you will face a financial challenge at some point. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but it will happen. And I don't want your first thought to be when that happens, why did I go into all that credit card debt? Or why didn't I save more? It's time I try to answer the big question that's actually at the heart of today's video, which is, how much is enough? We often want more than we have right now. More money, the latest gadget, a nice car, upgraded furniture, a bigger house, and so on. But what happens when we actually get more? Well, we still aren't satisfied. The cycle continues. We are on a constant quest to own more, to consume more, but we never ask ourselves, why? Where does it end? How much is enough? When will I stop wanting more? We're a reflection of our culture, which craves more and more and is never satisfied. But let's talk about how much you need to just actually retire. Well, numerically, I subscribe to the FIRE movement early retirement equation, which is 25 times your annual expenses saved and invested as a goal. According to many studies, once you reach this number invested, that 25x, it's highly probable you won't run out of money if you live on just 4% of that large nest egg each year and leave the rest invested. But how much is enough income to be happy? Well, it's often studied and widely debated, but the answer to enough in terms of ideal salary for happiness is somewhere in the range of $70,000 to $80,000 a year. Beyond that, even making $1 million in a year, people don't report being any happier. Now, this number does feel like it changes often, so let me know in the comments if you've seen an update to this ideal salary number for happiness recently. But today I want to say something that you already know, but probably haven't heard in a while. You already have enough, more than enough. You have food, water, shelter, clothing, access to the internet if you're watching this. You likely have healthcare, I hope. You have family and friends, maybe a pet. You have enough to live and actually even thrive. Let me ask you, what do you have that helps you thrive and makes you the happiest? Seriously, spend some time thinking about that. For me, it's having a computer and this camera so that I can make these videos. For you, it might be tools like maybe instruments to make music or just literal tools to build things as a hobby. It could be as simple as a library card to access free books, or maybe just your car so that you can go on lots of road trips. My wife and I actually share just one car because we decided that's enough. Plus, it's way better for the environment. Again, take time to think of the main things that make you happy. Perhaps it's, let's say, 5 things. It can be material things, but it likely, hopefully, extends well beyond that. So, what is it that you have that you need to thrive and be happy? All right, my last thought on this topic, it's a little bit deeper, and it's a summary actually of what Vicki Robbins said in this short YouTube video that I will link below about enough. She talked about the old roadmap for money during the Industrial Revolution. Growth is good, more is better. Whoever dies with the most toys wins. The economy can grow forever, and the earth has an infinite amount of resources. Vicki explains the ecological footprint as a way to measure the human impact on the earth. And essentially, we're at the point, and we have been since 1986, where we're consuming more from the earth than the earth is able to regenerate each year. We live in an economy obsessed with growth and using resources that are not infinite. And this trickles down to us as more is better. But when will we educate our society to change this mindset? How can we get more people thinking about enough? By the way, enough, she says, is not suppressive. It's simply awareness about the flow of money and resources. It's reflecting on your sense of purpose and values and what it takes to have enough to find your own happiness. And look, this isn't about politics or comparing economies or anything like that. I'm not going there. This is about taking better care of our planet and living with awareness and intentionality. We should tap into our happiness and recognize that more isn't more. It's recognizing instead that you have everything you want and need to live a life that you love, ideally with nothing in excess. Vicki explains that people that recognize this actually naturally consume around 20% less and probably save a lot more money in the process. So I challenge you, spend some time reflecting on the flow of money, your consumption habits, and where this all comes from. Perhaps you'll develop a different view of minimalism, marketing, consumerism, judgment, the Joneses, the drain of social media, and how we can treat one another and our planet better, and be happier and save more in the process. Wanting more, though, isn't all bad. Think about the things you actually need more of. More love, more time with family, like maybe you want more kids, more sleep, more water, more good mornings and good nights, more face-to-face time, more good music and nights with friends, more photos, more travel, more nostalgia and rewatching your favorite movies, more meditation, more positive affirmations, more books, more education. And most of those things, those healthy things to crave, don't cost more money. And I don't mean to be sappy about how short life is, but eventually all you're going to want more of is time. By the way, none of this is me saying that I'm perfect. I definitely have not figured out exactly what enough looks like, but that's why I make these videos. Sometimes these just help me work through something that's on my mind. So I super appreciate you hearing my thoughts today. But I'd love to hear yours as well. What are your thoughts on this topic of enough? Do you have a number you're chasing? Do you struggle with wanting more and overspending because you, quote, deserve it? We're all human and I'm all ears, so keep the conversation going down in the comments. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me twice a week. I show you the strategies and mindset to help you save and invest half so you can retire twice as fast so that you can have more time and life back. Like this one if you liked it and I earned it by now. I can never get enough of those likes. My name is Frankie and I hope to see you awesome people in a few days on the next one. Thanks. Oh, check out this video about why you overspend next, or this one explaining the paradox of wealth, because time isn't money, money is time. See you guys. It's good to be back.